Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'll probably get demonetized for that. That can't be our opening theme. Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to podcast number 3 of the. Well, I guess it's a changed name now. It's what Beneath the Trees, the Beneath the Trees podcast.
Yes, sir. We finally got a name.
About the root of the problem. You feel me? You get it because the roots are beneath the trees.
Like how you did that.
Listen, for now the name works. Hope you guys like it too. If you don't, leave a comment. Okay, we can. You know, we're early on. We can change it when we need to. But glad to have you guys back. As always, it's your host David. We got
man, Josh. Well, I don't know. You the host. What am I make me?
And as you may be able to tell, part of the table is missing. And that's because
Chris has been voted out of the island.
Exactly. Our third member and esteemed spokesperson, Christopher. Wait, so that's not even your name? My bad.
Wait a minute.
I'm sorry. Christian is back home as he was celebrating the holidays there and has yet to return to us because he does not love us. Chris, would you like to say something?
Hey, what's up, y'all?
He didn't even say he loved us. Facts.
He didn't deny it or nothing.
Exactly.
It's crazy because I keep reaching over here like you really here, but you ain't.
That's why you have to put his camera ahead.
Facts. All right. We are happy to be back. It's been a minute. We took, I don't know, it's been almost a month, probably, maybe over a month since the last one. But we once again we appreciate all of the support that you guys showed on the last one. Maybe it's not saying a lot to y'all, but it got over 100 views, which is big time for us because that's only the second video. You know what I'm saying? And we have 0 clout, so that's awesome. So hopefully we can get this one up even above that. All right, I guess we can just hop straight into the topics at this point. Today's topic is trust, which is obviously a large, massive concept that deals with a lot of different things. Religion, relationships, friendships, all these things, trust, parenthood, all that. It's about trust. But today, we're just going to cover it in general, and we'll hop into those more specific topics probably at a later date. But I guess I wanted to start, pull the docket up real quick. That's my
this man's running it all by himself today.
I said,
Okay.
If I look down and just hear that, I'm like, what the fuck am I listening to?
Headphone warning. Put the headphones in. But, god dang it. First question. How is trust built for you?
Mr.
Christopher, would you like to go?
Say Christopher one more time.
He said it.
Say Christopher one more time. I'm gonna blow a gasket over here. No.
Old Model T car.
He said no. He just said no.
Trust is a very important thing.
He asked me a question and answered it.
Oh my
god. Trust is built, I guess. It depends. I mean, there in my head there's different levels. There's like the base amount of trust that you give a random person. Like, I trust that you're not gonna hurt me. I'm gonna be fine in the situation. That whatever transaction we have is gonna go well. And then I just guess it goes like higher and higher, like to friendship, family, loved one, like closer loved ones. So I mean, it's just different. And I guess kind of like a video game. You get better and better. You keep passing the missions and keep passing the levels, and you get higher. So the more I trust you, obviously. But I don't know. There's definitely that base, and then there's also the question of like, why do I need to trust you? Like if we're just acquaintances and we don't ever have to go farther, and like I don't rely on you for anything, then my trust kind of stays at the same level for you. And I mean, I guess in that breath too, it could obviously go down if you break my trust or whatever. I guess it's just like reliability depending on what I need from you at that time or at that moment. If I need a favor, I need to talk to you, I know you're going to be there kind of thing. So, yeah, I mean, it's built over time.
Got you. Chris?
Can you repeat the question? How was trust built for you?
Yes. Yeah.
Mm, well, I would echo Josh's statement about trust being different with the people that you interact with. Like if it's an associate, okay, like you have my bare minimum trust that you're not gonna freaking attack me, like just like what Josh said. And then it's like family members, friends, and then like close relatives, close loved ones, the inner circle, right? Um, but how it's built for me, it's over time. Like trust will not be given, like a greater amount of trust than the bare minimum will not be given unless I have a good amount of time with this person or through their acts. So like I can know you for a short amount of time, but you've done stuff to show me that I can trust you with certain situations, then you have my trust because you've shown me, like done something to show me. But words will never be those actions, right? Words will never be like, will never get you there to earn my trust. So it's only actions and time that earn my trust.
Got you. Got you. Oh, a rather large vehicle just passed by.
A whole AC 130 inbound.
Even I heard that.
Yeah. But okay, I got you. Yeah, yeah. I guess to put my little 2 cents in, same. Definitely a mixture of both of y'all's. I think this probably for everyone. There are levels to this, right? You have the trust you give a stranger. I walk outside, and I mean, the more days pass in this year and the last, the less the less trust I have in strangers. But like, I don't expect you to kill me if I walk past you on the sidewalk. I expect you to either wave or smile and keep it moving. I don't expect you to rob me, right? Depending on New York. Hey, no disrespect to New York, but depending on the borough you're in, I guess that could change. But here, right, like you don't expect that from any strangers, and obviously with family, for the most part, right, you have definitely a higher degree of trust, especially with your parents, right, because they're the ones who raised you and basically kept you alive from birth. And then with friends, right, there's always varying degrees there. And in terms of like how trust is built as well, just like definitely a matter of action. But, and I think this is interesting because I think it also goes into maybe love languages, but like obviously not like a relationship type. It's like straight up like friendship type things, right? Like you say nice things to me, I'm gonna start trusting you slowly but surely. If I walk in a room and you say, "Hey, David's here, man. Glad you're here," I'm gonna feel away. Like I appreciate it. And at some point, I might walk in one day. Hey, man, you want to hear my darkest secrets? No, that's not gonna happen. But still, I will build like a deeper level of trust with that person. And obviously, actions speak louder than words. I think that's always true. If you show me that you're trustworthy, like consistently, I mean, what might take one person like a year, I might trust you in a matter of a month, a couple weeks. Like it depends on the severity of the action you're doing, right? Like if I'm stranded somewhere and like I got no one else to call, and let's say I just started a job, I got stranded on a bus, right? And I'm 40 minutes from home. It's dark. I just call a coworker I just happened to exchange numbers with, and they come out and get me and drive me home. Huge points. So those types of actions, right? But yeah, I mean, I think I agree with both of you guys there. How long does it typically take you to allow someone to earn trust, I guess? Like, how long does it take someone to gain trust with you?
I mean, I think that depends. There's like a lot of variables in that in terms of like how much we interact, how much we have to interact, the tasks that we're doing. I guess like it would be based off of the task immediately that we have to do. Like if there's any teamwork building that we have to accomplish something in order to get something done for the job. And I know that I can like, hey, hold on, I'm gonna go to the bathroom or I'm gonna go grab lunch real quick, and I come back and you've been working the entire time. Then I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, like that person's a hard worker. I trust them to like get stuff done. So then like I'm obviously gonna work hard as well. So when I do that kind of stuff, I'm gonna do it. But that way I know like anytime that I have to go to work with that person, that I know like we're gonna get stuff done. Like very rarely are we gonna be in trouble. So I feel like that's the base level. I mean, you could earn that in like a week or something.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Chris?
Um,
And I guess to clarify, it doesn't have to really be at work, but let's say you meet a new person. on average, how long does it take?
Okay, well, I'm gonna go with the first part of you saying at
Okay.
work.
Okay, bet.
I'm only gonna trust you to do your work, and and to like what Josh said, to get our stuff done, right? Like we have to work together. So it didn't take no time at all. Like I start off like that. Because it's more of an expectation than a trust thing. I expect you to do your work just like my work expected to be done. Just like I expect you to finish your part if we have like a project or something we gotta do together at work, right? So you have my trust in there. I think that's an area for me that you lose my trust if you haven't like fulfilled something in a project or something like that. Um, for someone that I just meet, like outside of work, just in a social setting, in a social context, um, they start off with the base trust that they're not going to kill me.
I love that. That's our
Um,
base. We won't
but I
die.
think I think we can like I'm going to categorize that as more like a sense of security, right?
Yeah,
I think
you're
we
a
all
good person. Is basically like
yes, like you have a sense of security that hey, this is a decent person. They're not going to attack me. They're not going to do nothing, and I can at least trust them to that extent. That's where it is. It takes a long time for me to actually like, hey, bro, like this, that, and the other. I'm telling them something like deep about me. Years for that. But like again, that changes if there's actions involved. If they've shown me like, hey, like you're a rundown car situation, they came and picked me up, right? Automatic, you're getting points. I don't care what you tell me, anything nice. That's not gonna get you any points. So I'm gonna completely disagree with you with that, David. They can be like, oh yeah, Chris is here. You're that
David's just
Flags
like a
are
Pillsbury
going.
Doughboy.
Listen, I have a soft spot. I have a soft spot for
When he
nice
walks
work.
in,
So
pokes his
weak
belly,
spot.
he giggles.
Chris, that's a matter of opinion.
It's my opinion that that is a weak spot. You're right.
I'd agree. Uh, I just had the thought that like I think when it comes to all this stuff, like I think what we're not taking into account is what you trust these people with, because that's like a whole different topic. Like at work, you don't got to trust them with a lot of stuff. So technically, they can have a lot of my trust at work based off of what I have to give them at work. Um, but I had that thought because I was like in college, especially like whenever we like had those talks or like we were just in the lounge till 4 a.m. I don't know you people. I didn't know Drew very long either. And as long as they started to open up, I guess I was like, well, if they're opening up, I can open up. But I don't know if that's so much because I trust him, because I don't really care, because I wear my heart on my sleeve. That's the kind of individual I am. Like I'll kind of throw stuff out there just because I'm confident in what I've been through, what I've done. And typically, if I'm telling you about my past, I've like come to terms with it and everything, so I'm secure in it. So I'm just more telling you history as opposed to telling you my deepest, darkest stuff, because I feel like some people don't say that kind of stuff because they don't trust that people are gonna like go blurt it out somewhere or whatever. But to me, it really doesn't matter. Like I don't care if people know that certain stuff about me. So I wonder like what that means though, because it's like I don't really relate that to trust. More so like I'm just secure in all that kind of stuff. I mean, definitely there are secrets that I have that I like trust certain people with. So there is that stuff, but I guess that just depends on again what you trust them with.
Yeah. So, and we'll cover both those points, but the last bit about like it's not really a matter of trust. Maybe it's kind of like, because I don't think you just walk up to a stranger, right, and just tell them that. But
Oh,
it may
yeah.
be a matter of like you want to say it if the situation's appropriate. Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, they're cool sharing that stuff. I'll share it.
Yeah.
Right, okay. All right, yeah.
More comfortability than trust.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. And in terms of what you trust those people with, I guess that's an important question of like, what are you guys' levels of trust, like from bottom to top? Like I guess I'll start for an example, right? Obviously, I would say stranger. Let's say known criminal is probably at the bottom, somewhere down there, right? I've seen you on the news. Don't come talk to me. um, Slightly above that is random stranger.
I love you, random citizen.
Yes. don't look at me too long. I'll start sweating. But no, known criminal, random stranger, right? And then acquaintance, and people use that word almost like some people use it insultingly, and some people really know what it means. Like, right? They're just an acquaintance. I've met you. We're not friends, but like, oh, I know your name. You know mine. There you go. Acquaintance, friend. From there, probably maybe I go into. It depends on how you look at business relationships. But yeah, I probably go to just straight up family from friends, best friend, family, and I guess you can put God if you want to put them above there. But those are kind of my levels. What do you guys? Is it similar?
Chris, you want to go?
Yeah. Very similar. I will just copy and paste everything you said up to friends.
Okay.
Known criminals. Yeah. Don't
I think the fact that he added that on his list is concerning.
I mean,
don't talk to me. Yeah, you're right. Don't talk to me.
plausible deniability.
Yep. Correct. Strangers, I just trust you not to kill me. Even then, you're still questionable. Then it's like acquaintances, like that's like I'll tell you about me, surface level me. That's it, right? Friends, they'll know more about me, more like, oh, he's scared of this or he doesn't like this, whatever. Family is next, and they kind of know like, okay, Chris is like this when this is happening, or Chris doesn't like this, Chris does this, or they know a little bit more in depth, so level down. And then it's like close friends, and then it's the close inner circle. Like the inner circle knows damn near everything and is liable to get everything. Like I don't hide nothing from those in the inner circle. Like when I'm pissed, and you know it. I'm sad, and you know it. You know what I mean? And because I trust you, you are liable to get that because I trust that you're there for me because you love me, right? Or like, yeah, like I can be vulnerable with you, I can be upset with you, I can be like I can share stuff with you that I wouldn't share with anybody else. So that type of trust comes with the responsibility of like working with that other person, interacting with that other person in that type of way, like hearing their deepest, darkest secrets, whatever, right? Or knowing what ticks them off, knowing like, okay, this really did get to them, so let me console them or whatever. So there's some responsibility with the deepest level of trust, in my opinion. So
Okay. I think it's interesting that I think I've talked to someone has a similar system like that, but you've like really tiered your friends out. You got friends, close friends, inner circle. It's like, okay, your close friends don't even make it into the inner circle. Golly.
the inner circle is
Yeah.
like parents, fiance.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like shit hit the effing roof.
These are the
They
people
need
I'm
to know.
calling. Gotcha.
People that are gonna get a call if something happens to me. Them.
That makes sense. Okay. Gosh.
See, mine is exactly like his though, but my inner circle is different, I guess. Um, and so it's definitely just like stranger, just like y'all said it before again and again. So I won't repeat all of it, but definitely gets to acquaintance, and I take that word very seriously. Like you said, some people don't know what that word means, but like there's some people in college that I knew that we hung out a lot, but like we don't vibe now, and it's already it's cool. What's that saying? Like I want to see you eat too, just not at my table. Like I don't care. Like you go do you kind of thing. So if I see you, I see you. So plenty of acquaintances. Then it goes friends. And then this is a tricky one where I'll flip because it's weird, but it's like family, close family, or no, close friends, and then like my close family. So there's two different ones because it's like I got a lot of family. I'm a Mexican. There's a lot of them, but that don't mean I vibe with every single one of them. Just because we blood, certain things don't always vibe. But and because of that, so there's closer friends that like I trust more than that family even, and then obviously close family that are almost my immediate ones, and there's plenty of them in there. And then from at above that, there's the homies. There's the top 7 or whatever you want to call them or whatever. There's not exactly 7, but there's a good amount of them, and that varies from like. And I know he said like fiance and his parents. My mom is definitely in there, and then a couple of my homies that I've known like for forever. That like I just built relationships differently based off of trust, obviously, and so I just trust people differently, I guess. And so like blood doesn't exactly mean that me and you are gonna that I'm gonna give you all of my trust just because we have similar trees that we came from, I guess. Um, and then obviously in there is like significant other that I have when we get it. Cross our fingers because we were working on that profile. So
Gotcha. Yeah. Oh boy, that's gonna be okay.
that's a whole nother podcast. But yeah, that's my tier system is the select group or like the top tier are very like mixed and mingle because I have them there because of who they are as people, not so much their relationship to me, but because what I think of them and obviously how much I trust them.
Yeah. No, I feel that, and I think if you're talking about family, it's for everybody. It's a mixed bag, right? You have family you really, really trust, family you don't even know the names of. Like me at a family reunion, I've got maybe 10% of y'all's names. If y'all see this, I love you, but I don't know you. I don't know you. I'm sorry, but I will see you at the next family reunion. But yeah, and then there are the friends, and that's where you get into the whole like water is thicker than blood. It depends. Some water is really viscous, like legitimate molasses. But for me,
some of y'all got that contaminated water, and that stuff is thick.
Super thick, but super thick. Anyway, but yeah, I think the same way you have a group of homies, right? I call mine pillars, like people that hold me up, right? And it changes, obviously. Sometimes more people are added, some people leave. It just depends. But like, they're the people that in my mind that are like, you go almost above and beyond, kind of like Chris was talking about, where at a certain level of trust, like certain things are expected of the person. Upset or something, I expect you to help me out, something like that. But it's that same way, and I feel like if I can count them on one hand, I've got a good number of pillars. Like I don't need a whole bunch of people because I feel like at that point maybe my trust is a little too. Either people are real nice or my trust is a little too easy to get. But and I think it's really important to have those people because homies, inner circle, pillars, whatever you want to call them, like that top tier. Because when crap does hit the fan, if you don't have anyone, that's when life gets really hard. And it's like it's not even a matter of when something really hits. Like when you don't have someone like that every day, good or bad, you can feel it in the back of your head. Like dang, I'm really alone out here. So it's important to have those people. But those
segue to our alone podcast.
Yeah, hey, in case you didn't see it. But okay, I guess we can move to the next one, and it's kind of just segueing off what I was talking about. Like some people move in and out of certain tiers. Trust, obviously. Like, what does it take for you to lose trust in someone or something? If say you're religious or something like that.
I think I'm gonna let Chris go because he ain't talked in a minute. But
okay. Inner circle does not move.
Oh, okay.
It does not move.
They concrete.
You have come in. You stay in. In my opinion, like you're done. You're done. You're in that circle. You can't be demoted unless you die.
You're not even there. Are we in? I don't know.
And then not even then, he said.
Do you get an email notification if you're in? Because I just want to know what kind of membership I applied for.
But inner circle stays like, and I think it's hard. I think it's hard to like. Inner circle is like, for me, I'm the most vulnerable because at this point I trust you so much that even if you did something against me, there's still a way for you to earn my trust back. That might be wrong or like maybe leading to more shit down the road. But like there has to be a reason why I put you in the inner circle to begin with. Like, you've shown me that you're not a bad person, right? So it's rare that I like those people in the inner circle ever like do something against me or do something to hurt me, like emotionally or however so. Um, but like close friends, that changes, right? Like you thought you were close friends with people like in elementary, and then like later on you're not that close anymore, and then, so that can change. Those change, but losing trust in general, take out the inner circle. Losing trust in general, for me, is once there's something done to me, I've lost trust with you. Significant amount of trust. You have to earn that shit back, and it's really hard. You might not ever do it, but it's really hard. You can. It's take a while. But also, like, the actions of how you treat others are also going to show me how much I should trust you, and if you should be changing. If you should be changing in my level of trustworthiness. But yeah, it's like those tests. You know how they say like a true good person treats the CEO the same way he treats the custodian. That's the way I see it too. Like, if you're treating me nice and you're treating someone else nice, but then someone that you see as socially below you, you treat them like crap. Not with it. Automatically flags in my head going on. Um, but yeah, again, actions. If it hurts me or it shows that you can be a little mean, a little cruel, you can get demoted.
That's interesting because I was gonna say my inner circle changes, but now that what he said at the beginning, that makes sense. Like, unless you hurt me, like, you can be on suspension and you can earn it back. I don't know how the heck you can earn it back, but it's probably just because I gave you the gold card to be inside the inner circle. But it's gonna take a minute depending on what you did. So I see that and I understand that. So then I'll echo that the inner circle doesn't change because you got there. It can always add more, definitely, and that takes time. But I'll echo his sentiments about the inner circle not changing because that works. And then um, everybody else, I think he made a good point. I mean, what I was thinking was just like either you hurt me emotionally because there's not much you can do. Like, I mean, if you hurt me physically, you ain't coming over to my house no more, okay? But emotionally,
hands, bro.
I mean, I throw them. I throw them. Be ready for them. I got big knuckles. Um, what's it called? But yeah, so like if more emotionally or like you go behind my back and do something that I didn't want you to do, especially after I've told you not to do it, then like if you're aware of something and you still go ahead and do it, then big points lost, not mad points lost. And I guess exactly what he's saying, like just based on you as a person. Like if I can't trust you as a person and other people can't trust you, you going down the totem pole. You down there with the serial killer. If I have to, I'll boot you back 5 levels. Just like Spy Kids 3. Just send you all the way back to the beginning.
Classic.
Great movie. But yeah, so emotionally or just like not being a good person is definitely how you can lose points. And definitely the lower on the totem pole you are, the quicker you lose points. Because the less you matter to me, and not in like a rude way, but it's like if you're that low on the totem pole, you already don't matter in my book, just like to me. Obviously you matter to somebody else. But like you just we have no relationship and just more proof that I need to cut it off. Because just wasting unnecessary time.
No, I fully agree with that last part for sure. If I don't know you not that well, like you're an acquaintance or lower, do something to someone else or to me, bro. First of all, I ain't gonna talk to you. Then I'm gonna dog you behind your back as soon as yo, you see what homeboy did?
Yo, David's a gossiper. Y'all don't know this about him.
No, hold up. Depends on where you fall on the ladder. You feel me?
So what I said
if
is
you
true.
like family or higher, I ain't gonna dog you behind your back. But anywhere lower, don't trust me. Don't trust me.
David's a sneaky one, bro. Don't he's a snake in the bushes.
Or just be honest. You feel me? Don't treat nobody bad.
Just come in and tell him he look nice. Poke his Pillsbury boy belly, and he'll trust you again.
What are you saying? I'm slim, bro. What are you saying? Okay. Anyway.
Because he giggles whenever you come in. And he's like, hey, he's just happy. Wasn't saying it like that.
Just compliment me. Like, you.
Exactly.
Anyway, as far as people like leaving the top circle of trust, I think I might be in a slightly different position than you guys. Like,
Oh.
um, I don't know. Like, I guess I haven't thought about it hard enough to know if I'm the same way like Chris describes it, or like I'm the one who's most vulnerable in that circle of like pillars, people who hold me up. But it's like I will say this: once you, it depends, I guess, on the level of trust betrayed, because I think there are levels of action that obviously that you can take. Like you can say something rude about me, or like say something behind my back, and I'm like, ooh, hey, bro, and we can have a chat about it. And depending on what's said, it's cool or it's not. But like to take an openly harmful action against me in some way, where you knew you shouldn't have done it and then you did it, there is no coming back to the pill. There's none. Like once you're there for me, if you do something that moves you out of it, you will never get back. Like for me, it's easy to earn trust, almost impossible to get it back. Like almost impossible. Because I'm a huge proponent of when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. And if you show me all nice things, you're nice in my book. The moment it could be 1,000 lights. You do one dark thing, you're dark to me. And that's just the way it. And maybe it's my overly cautious, as you would attest to.
Extreme caution.
Overly cautious minds.
Minion running around, just beto.
But I just can't, in good conscience, like trust the same level if you show me that you can't uphold it. And maybe that's and we'll get into the conversation of like what's giving away too much trust too quickly, or like maybe if people are too reserved and maybe should trust more, because I know there are people like that, especially people who've been like really hurt before, like way beyond what I know at all. But yeah, for me that's kind of the way that works. And in terms of like in general, what it takes to move down is, I mean, it's action based, just like anything else, right? You show me, and showing is better than, I can show you better than I can tell you, as my mom would always say whenever I get in trouble. But if you show it to me, I'm gonna believe you. Do something wrong, I'm going to believe you, and I'm not gonna trust you anymore. And I don't know, like, let's say a family member does something to spite me. I don't, and this is interesting because you said like, right, you can boot somebody down 5 levels. But like you can't really go lower than stranger. Like I'm not gonna expect the next time I see you for you to like kill me. You feel me? I think at some point there's just a base level of trust that almost no one can, unless they're a known criminal.
Oh, you get boot to stranger below acquaintance.
Okay, yeah.
Because acquaintance, I'll acknowledge you.
Exactly. Okay, yeah. And I think it's the same way. But I feel like family members, even like the worst, unless they've really repeatedly done something terrible, they hold also a certain level of like base trust. Like, this is my family. Even if you wouldn't trust them with anything of yours, it's one of those things where you would go slightly further.
I think I'd boot them to acquaintance. If you were extra, I'm going to boot you to stranger. Because if I don't talk to you, if I don't, not in a mad way, but like, there's family I've never met. At this point, you're a stranger. We can hang out, go have dinner one time. All right, cool, acquaintance. Because that's probably the only time I'm going to see you. I have so much family in San Antonio, I have no idea who they are. I promise you that.
That's fair. Okay. Maybe I'm misconstruing the way I'm thinking about it, because maybe that has more to do with like bonds, trust.
I guess so,
like, if you're family, I will take an extra step for you, even if I technically were strangers, right? And I don't trust you that much.
Yeah, and see, like, I guess that would be a bond thing, because I base, especially with family, I base it off of like the bond that we have as opposed to the trust. So the bond that we have is going to determine what kind of trust I give you and how much I care about you or what level you're on. And if we don't have a bond at all or very little one, then and sometimes not in a mean way, but just like, I don't talk to you. I don't see you. Like, I'm living my life without you and it's perfectly fine. And same with you. You don't need me in your life. Cool beans. I wish you the best. It is just what it is. That's why I'm saying, like, I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, your family, you gotta, like, yes, for certain family, yes. For other family, like, Obviously, if it was like, hey, your cousin from New York is coming in, like, and you're the only one to pick her up, like, oh, okay, like I got her. Don't worry about it. I don't know who this chick is, but I'm gonna help you get from point A to point B. Who's your grandma again? Will be the conversation in the car, and then on your merry way. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
No, I mean, I think that makes sense. I think that's fair, and I feel like there was a time where one would say like, see, there is a level of trust there because no one would ever get into a car with a random stranger. But obviously, that's every day now. But,
Excuse me, are you my Uber?
yeah, exactly.
No. My name's Gene.
But, you want to add anything to that, Chris, before we go to the next point here? You good?
Yes, like with the inner circle, I'm gonna put an asterisk with that because I'm listening to both of y'all.
Uh-oh.
And you can go down, but I still consider you an inner circle person. Like, it's hard. I can't. The reason I say inner circle is because like these people have been there for years, like years, our whole life or years, and have never done anything like that. So have earned the trust to be there, right? Like, and I would say it's like concrete their trust, and like you can argue back and forth, you can go at it with each other, get a little nasty with each other, but it's like going against like a concrete wall with like a pillow or something. Like it's gonna take a long while before you break that wall. You get me? So like that's another part of the thing. Like if you're in the inner circle, the responsibility is like you're gonna take some heat, and I'm gonna take some heat, but we're gonna work with it because you're in the circle. This is where we're at. You know what I mean? So um that's the only ashes I wanted to really put there. But like for family, I think I would agree with David. Like there is a just because you have that title, I have a little bit more trust than a stranger and acquaintance.
Yeah.
So
I think that's good at what he was saying. He's like, his is like concrete wall, and like you can bump out of it. Because I feel the same way too. Like you can make a crack in your wall. Like each person in the circle has a pillar, and it's concrete. You stuck, but concrete can break too. It's gonna take a lot to make it break, and depending on the size of your crack, either you try to fix it up, either you leave the crack there and you're no longer a pillar, or like I said, you can patch it up and it's never gonna look the same, but you patch it up and it's good and you still holding me up kind of thing. So
yeah, I see that with like a oh sorry about that.
Oh, you got it.
Like the reason I say like the inner circle is like that is because my mentality is like if you mess up, we're gonna fix it. We are going to fix it. There ain't no leaving this crap.
he's Bob the Builder.
Fix it, and you're coming right back in here. That's what it is. Like basically, what I'm telling you, if you're in my inner circle, is that I'm here for you all the way to the end, right? And you're gonna be here for me. Best believe I'm gonna rope you back in here. We're gonna fix this hoe.
You kind of scare me.
I need to find out if we were part of that.
Bleep that.
Yeah, I know.
I need to check my membership package.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
You gonna get a call at 5 a.m. Hey yo, I killed somebody. You gotta help me. I'll explain when you get here.
Plausible deniability. I would never put anybody.
If you're in that circle, he said you gotta go.
I'm hanging up. Who is that? I don't even know. Wrong number.
Go knock on your door. I said you in the circle. Let's go.
Just show up at David's front door, bro. Whole body bag and everything. Yo, why'd you hang up?
Oh, you were out the door, bro. You were outside. Just wanted to see if you were gonna come or not. But no,
What do you mean? Wanted to see? Get in the truck.
Shut up. You already got a crack in your pillar. Hurry up.
But no, I think I agree with that actually, Chris. And let's go full metaphor mode since we're talking about pillars anyway, right? Okay. So I got the pillars that are holding me up. Cool. Yeah. If you do something, and I think the reason and maybe I'm overstating it just because I felt what it's like and it ain't nice, but like I think the higher up a person is in your trust, if they do something overtly to break it, it hurts so much more that like it just becomes that much more difficult to trust that person in my eyes. If an acquaintance does something, like maybe that he's just having an off day, but like
because they didn't know any better, but the other person knew you better.
yes, and I've like I say, I've known them for years, right? And they've repeatedly shown themselves to be upstanding or whatever, and then all of a sudden they're just not. Like, whoa, like what the heck? It's just it really shakes it. And honestly, I think it is. Though I may not like fully believe it, and maybe I'm still working through like certain trust things myself, but like I can tell that I do actively make efforts to still try to bring those people back in, because it is like once you're in the inner circle, I look at that person like, man, I really trusted this individual. Like it's rare. It's rare to find those people in your life, and you just don't want to give them away. You don't want to lose them over one thing, so you like make continuous efforts. But for me, I think in the back of my head, even when making those efforts, there's always like, but they did this, but they did this every day, every day. Like it's the slightest tick, and obviously the longer they go without making another infraction, the quieter that sound gets in your head. And one day, maybe I haven't reached that point, but like one day maybe it's like, okay, I'm good with this person again, and that's forgiven. And I think that is a matter of maybe pulling a Chris, as I like to call it, and communicating and saying, yo, we're gonna fix this now. I'm gonna sit here and fix this. I think that I probably have, I did not do that when those things happen. Like I have a thing of like, and I think a lot of people probably do, is like, yo, don't even talk to me. Don't even talk to me. Why would you do that? Don't even talk to me. And so that actually just creates a bigger rift. But if you communicate it, probably more often than not, people in the inner circle, like you can come to an understanding. But yeah, no, I agree with your points there, Chris.
Yeah, I think it's tough. Um, like what I said earlier, those people in the inner circle I'm most vulnerable with, so they will catch the most heat, like on everything. And that's where, like I say, it's a pain in the ass to be with me. Like being in inner circle, you're gonna get everything, 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 everything. Like if you tick me off, you know about it. if that if that's like getting me annoyed, you know about it. Like it's like there's a lot of responsibility, a lot of like work that goes into that inner circle. But I don't see anybody in that inner circle doing something overtly to hurt me, because I think the biggest thing the people in the inner circle have ever done is like disagree with me. Like we have arguments, legit arguments. Like it's getting loud in this, you know what I mean? Like that. But I think those are necessary. It keeps the understanding of where y'all are at, and it brings it back down to where it needs to be. You know what I mean? Like, hey, if there's a little riff here, fix it now, now, now. Let's not let it become a crack. It's not gonna become a crack. Boom, now. You know what I mean? It's always about nipping in the butt. You know, let's fix it now. So
I'll throw some metaphors back on it. Your pillar's constantly growing, just as you growing throughout life. So I mean, you don't stay the same size forever, right? You keep getting bigger and bigger. Obviously,
Facts.
older
Or
and
more
older.
doubles you eat. Facts.
Every time they bring the McRib back.
I'm gonna take that metaphor and switch it up a little bit. My pillars don't grow. My pillars are one size. It's like it's what I base all my growth off of. The pillars stay the same. They're it's like you can put the twin towers on them pillars. It's still gonna stand. You know what I mean? Like, but those pillars are the same height. It
Golly. Okay. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, I guess mine it in my head mine would grow because I mean, if you're in my inner circle, that means I care about you. I care about your growth as much as my growth, and I care about us each other. And like you growing isn't going to change your size in my pillar. That's not what that means. It means more like the more I grow, maybe we had like a conflict, like he's saying, and then we had a communication about it. And it's like, oh, okay, you pillar number one, and you pillar number two, or like I can come to you more. I know I can put more of my weight on you because I've been able to count on you for this, and that, whatever. And even when we had this discourse or this argument or whatever, I could still come to you. So like they grow for you. And I guess what's growing is actually your bond and your trust. So that's what I mean. They're pillars of trust, honestly, like the people that you care about. So that's what I meant when like they're growing for me, because like I'm growing more as an individual. Like I hope I continue to grow. I never want to stay the same and learn new perspectives. And so like in that, like I would hope they grow with me too. And they don't have to, but there's still gonna be people I can go to no matter what. But I think definitely like you can still, somebody you've been with for 20 years, married, you learn one thing about them, or like maybe they finally opened up to you and like it's something deep, and like boom, you grew a little bit with that person.
Yeah.
So
Like for me, the pillars aren't the person. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
they're they don't gotta grow with me. Like these pillars, they're the trust, right? If you're in the inner circle, you have the max trust. There is no growing. Like I can't trust you with more. That's it. You have the max trust. As I grow, you just have to get stronger. You're not gonna get any bigger. You're just gonna have a lot more weight. You know what I mean? You're gonna have a lot more weight on that.
you better be able to hold me,
Yep. Hold it up.
hold me
Hold it
during
up.
McRib season.
You could be, you could be like just a 5-foot pillar. All of them can be 5-foot pillars, but they're gonna have to carry a tower on them.
I'm
So-
praying for those pillars, praying for each one of them.
They're gonna work.
Oh my gosh, that's fair though. Nah, I don't know. I agree with both sides. I feel like
I guess after what he said, that makes sense. Like there's no more trust that I can give you. It's more like, I guess what I'm saying is like I'm adding maybe memories or experiences.
More weight. That's what you're adding. More weight.
More weight. I don't like that you came up on the mic to
they're
say
becoming
that.
reinforced pillars.
Yeah, I guess just reinforced with memories, and that's more what I'm thinking of. It's just like more accounts where like I trusted you. Like obviously I'm gonna trust you that amount, and you just came through again. So like at that point it doesn't matter because I trust you that much. I know you're gonna be there, but that's another one that I can like add under you because I'm like, hey yo, you remember that time I got stuck in that stupid hole, my car broke down, and you came and I like had to go to the bathroom. You drove me to 7. Like that's in there now. And that's like me and you can talk about that. I guess that's what I'm thinking of because I base a lot of my bonds on memories.
Yeah. No, I mean that makes sense, and I think yeah, I like that idea of you have to reach a certain like it's the max level to even become a pillar or part of the inner circle. Like that's it. Once you're in, I can't trust you more than I do right now. Yeah, and I think I need to. I'm gonna start practicing. But I also like the idea of right the growth, but I feel like that's before you even hit that level. Like they're obviously you can reinforce those people too in terms of like you have years of time together, you argue, whatever, you have your spats and you get over it, and obviously you, I don't know if you trust each other more. I guess it depends on the strength of the argument. But at the very least you have a stronger understanding of that person and a
I
stronger
guess it's
bond.
like the more you share with that person as well. Like you trust them, you're just not ready to share it. And like they're like, because I feel like there's certain things that like I don't think there's anything now that I haven't. Yeah, because like with certain pillars, like even if you're a pillar, like I won't tell you something not because I won't tell you, but more because like I don't need to tell you. I guess like it's not something that matters in our relationship. Like for my mom, I trust her with everything. There's certain things I won't tell her about just because like I'll tell her about them if she asks them or if they come up or whatever, and we'll laugh. But like there's certain things that I'm just like I can trust you with it, but like you don't need to know about it right now. Like it's okay. It's all right. But that's like very minuscule in terms of like maybe a memory or something I went out and did or somebody I met or whatever. So it's like not
Like my inner circle knows. Like
they are me.
fair enough.
they will know. They will know. There's no like how do I say this? I don't need a reason to tell them. They're gonna know. Just to know.
Okay.
Just to know.
Fair enough.
The more you know.
The more you know.
No, I got you. I feel both of those. I'm definitely a big. Why do I need to tell you?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you if,
if
but
it comes up. But I feel like it should never be a thought where it's like I should probably tell somebody this, and then you don't tell them.
yeah, exactly.
You're worried if you ever have to worry about what they think about it, you don't trust them
Exactly.
to the max.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But and that's what I'm saying. That's a perfect way to explain it. Like if you're thinking about it, and you're like, why do I need to tell them? Yeah, it's fine. But if you're like, oh, what are they gonna say if I tell them? then they're not there in that circle. I feel like if you're on the other one, then it's like, I mean, if it comes up, I'll tell you. It don't matter. Like that one story about that time in the elementary school. We don't ever need to know that. But on that day,
Inner circle needs to know that.
Inner
Inner circle needs to know that.
Well, we found out when we found out. He don't gotta say it as soon as he's like,
but inner circle
you've been promoted to inner circle. Here's your portfolio of everything.
But my whole perspective is that elementary school story. Inner circle needs to know it just because they are inner circle. They need to know.
I mean, you gonna know when you know.
No, that's fair. I think for me, like the stamp, I don't think I've ever done this yet. But when somebody hits that inner circle, I'm just gonna straight up tell them whatever darkest secret I have at the time, because it can't get any worse than whatever I tell you at that point. If you hold tight with that one, like obviously you gotta already be like, gotta be down. If I ride, you ride type beat. You feel me? And then I'll tell you that. And then it's if I die, you die.
Oh, okay. Listen, for both of y'all, you can't see Chris. I don't know what you're gonna put him on the screen, but for both of y'all, I need written notification, email verification, and a two-way authentication. If I'm ever placed in these inner circles,
walk in your room and just say, "Hey, Josh, want to know something?" Be prepared.
I'm gonna close my ears.
Inner circle does not get written invitations.
I need to know if I have if I can decline these offers based on whatever happened.
Better start being mean.
I don't need y'all walking in my room being like, "Hey, yo, you inner circle now? I just killed somebody." Like what?
Go.
What?
Up and at 'em. Lace up your shoes. We gotta go.
Yep, you're SOL, man.
Cops will be here in 10. Now. Cops will be here in 10.
You are part of the whole.
The officer's gonna come to my door. What happened? Oh God, I was sleeping in the inner circle, and then he just said, "I can't come out," and then he just started. And then he went like this.
And then when you're in the hole, you gotta come find him and be like, "Hey, did you snitch? You better not snitch."
I didn't say nothing. I swear.
That's a fact, but
you remember that one-way ticket out of the inner circle?
Let me out. Let me out.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So it did bring up a good conversation that is not on this docket. In terms of Chris talking about for his inner circle, it's a matter of like, obviously, if something's wrong, if we need to fix something, we're gonna fix it. It's a matter of communication. This is tough, I think, not only for me, but for a lot of people. Like the people that trust, how do you get to that point? And we've been talking about pillars and inner circles forever at this point. But like, how do they cross that threshold where it's like no longer have to worry about like, oh, what if I say this? How will they feel? Does it take like you having that strong argument, like just really having a complete falling out and then getting past it? And like, maybe is it a matter of having a stronger understanding of each other, like a real strong one?
I mean, I guess I'll be open and honest, because anybody who's watching this is like, none of y'all gonna say if y'all are in each other's inner circles. Really? I'm gonna listen to this podcast for 1 hour and not know where y'all fall with it. So I will break that egg and say Chris's honorary inner circle.
Ooh.
And
Matt.
I'll see where you at. I'll see where you at.
Do I got work to do?
A little bit, David.
God dang.
A little bit of work,
hey.
David.
I
just said it and you got hurt. I just said it, you got hurt.
I ain't get hurt.
Nah,
I'm good.
I wouldn't. I guess my bonds and my relationships are a little bit different, but definitely, y'all two are definitely in the inner circle. And I mean, don't feel obliged to say whether or not, like, don't feel like you need to say who's in there. But definitely, I wanted to use Chris as an example, mainly because, like, for those of you that don't know, I've known Chris in 6th grade when I first came to the Valley, and this boy sat next to me in Spanish class, and he told me, "Hey, yo, I had a past life as a pilot." And I was like, "What? Who are you? What?"
Don't listen to this.
What?
Out of line.
I was like, "Who are you?" And since then, he has not left my life, and I'm blessed because of it. What is that? 6th grade? I think we're going on 14 years now. I think, yeah, something around there. So more than half my lifetime I have spent with Mr. C.R. Raymond. And yeah, I mean, we've had conversations. We've had times where we're not too close. We've had times where we are super close. I mean, we were college roommates. We've had big arguments, little ones. At this point, honestly, if I say something and I'm like, I don't want to hurt his feelings, it's mainly because I'm like, I'm tired, I'm lazy, and I don't want to deal with him. But it's never because I'm like, I care what he thinks. It's more because I trust him. So I think it's definitely over time, and it's definitely through experiences. Because I feel like to be in an inner circle for anybody, I think you have to at least go through one tough time for yourself and like with that relationship, like whether it's arguing, whether y'all are put in a weird situation and you see how that person comes through for you or something. And then like maybe a time when you're down and you see how they respond for you. I think, I mean, unless everybody's trust is different, obviously, but I think that has definitely happened multiple times and plenty of times. And so that's why I've been able to put, well, y'all too, but I don't know, I was talking about Chris specifically. So in the inner circle.
Yeah. To echo that, like, I would say y'all in the inner circle.
Damn
My
it.
thing with
Say less.
If
say
you kill
less.
somebody, we gotta go,
My day is made. Hey, I'm in a circle, baby. Hey.
Let me put the asterisk.
Look,
Inner
look,
circle,
look.
inner circle
Reaction
can't be
too,
revoked. Y'all remember that part? Rewind it, where they can be cracked
Yeah,
out.
my heart beating quick, bro.
He got a hammer right now.
look. Let me explain
Even
why.
let him finish, bro.
You got it.
You could be like bottom tier inner circle. You could be like stump pillar.
But I'm in. A dub is a dub.
Dub is a dub. By half a point, 1 point, it don't matter.
Exactly.
Fair enough. But the reason I say that is because like the way Josh has explained it earlier, like we've gone through stuff, and sometimes we're like we're not really vibing together, and sometimes it's 100%, right? But I would agree with his sentiment. Like sometimes you guys got to go through stuff. You know what I mean? And that really does show you who you can trust, right? And honestly, I can say I can trust y'all 100%, like with almost everything, right? Almost everything. So that's why I put you in the inner circle. Like the people that know everything are like my parents and my fiance, right? Those three people right there. The reason that they're there is because I can't see like life without them. You get me? The other people that get in the inner circle have gotten in there because they have proven themselves, right? Like it's been an actions based. I have done X, Y, and Z to show, hey, I earned this spot, right? This is the all-star team. I'm starting. That's what it is.
Finally starting on a team.
But it's
Right.
like my parents and my fiance, those are like, okay, I'm looking for an all-star team. And for me, it's gonna be Jordan and Kobe. Them two are gonna be there. Automatic. They don't have to try out. They didn't do nothing. They just sat there and they were picked. Congratulations.
Walked in the gym, said, "Hey yo, come ball."
They're like bet, and they end up having to be Jordan and Kobe. Even if they weren't Kobe and Jordan when they came in the circle, they're gonna be Kobe.
Hey,
and
they
Jordan.
turn into him
Just
immediately.
immediately stepped
Yup.
on the court, put a pair of Jordans on, and said, "Whoa, I'm 6'3" now."
Like Mike. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And see that's kind of what I was saying before, where it's like inner circle can know everything, and maybe at some point will know everything. But that's where that's kind of where my sentiment was, because I was crossing my fingers. I was like, maybe I'm in his inner circle, but if I'm not, I totally understand, because right now it's like fiance, mom, and dad, and I was like, it's cool, like I understand it. But that's where I was like, I don't need to know everything, you know. But if he needs to tell me, he'll tell me, and I trust that, and I'm cool with that. Like,
Yeah.
I know you trust me with everything. There's some stuff that I don't need to know, and that's totally fine. You'll tell me when you tell me, or if you don't need to tell me, that's totally fine too.
Yeah.
Because I trust your judgment, because you're my pillar.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, for sure. I guess y'all in my inner
No,
circle.
don't say it like that. Don't say it like that. Me and him had like a sentimental
I reject-
moment and brought it in, bro.
No, I'm playing. Of course, you're in there. I mean, I live with you. Wouldn't live with you otherwise.
Is that the requirement?
Is that
Is
the
it?
requirement? That's my
Is
point.
that-
Yeah.
Damn, me and Chris spent half a life together. David said, "Hey, yo, sign the lease real
Oh,
quick."
no,
Inner
I mean,
circle.
I'm saying I wouldn't sign it otherwise. You feel me? That's the. You got to make the pillar list before you get to live with a god.
Okay. Chris, we doing some heavy lifting
Wait a
apparently.
minute.
I need to look at my pillar list.
I feel you, but I like the sentiment of they don't have to know everything, even though Chris, obviously the people he cannot live without are the
Yeah.
ones who know everything, and I understand that for sure. I don't yet have someone I cannot live without. Yo, shout out to my mom and dad. I love y'all. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't really got to go home but once a year. But
I need a whole emoji on the screen right here, just like upside down smiley face, just spinning.
no, I love them. But I think it's for me, it's probably only gonna be like if that day comes, like 1 or 2 people, like that I tell everything to. Because to me, I'm really big into the why do I need to tell you, and it's not a matter of like I don't trust you. It's just a matter of I really like, I guess to put it into a slight analogy, like I'm someone who's really just fine being in the same room with someone and not saying a word to them.
It's very interesting.
and I mean, I've just always been that way, and I still feel that level of like trust and friendship, even more so if they don't get awkward with it, right? Like if they don't feel upset about it or anything, and I can just be there and they can just be there. That's the kind of person I am.
He's had some of his happiest moments, and I don't even know about it, and I was there.
And so for me, like in the same way with trust, it's like I don't need to tell you. Like we coexist. When we vibe, we vibe. When we're doing separate things, we're just doing separate things. But we come back together, and like the level of trust there is already built and well established. So that's why you're in the inner circle or pillar, right? But to go beyond that, like for me, probably gonna be wife. Probably is the only one on the list. It's like when that day comes, it's gonna be like, I'm gonna tell you everything because it has been proven to me that full communication is the best way for this to go, and I don't want to get divorced. But, like,
I love that. That's the reason why I'm gonna communicate with you because I don't want to be.
See,
I don't want to try to run it back.
Yeah.
Like to add to that, like the people that would know everything
Yeah.
are the same people that are gonna know all the crap, right? So like,
Yeah.
exactly, like, oh shit, this just happened. Why did you tell me, bro? You gotta know. You gotta know it's coming.
Yeah.
This is coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, like, fiance and parents. That's it. Like those are the people that like need to really know. Like they're gonna know almost everything. Like I don't even know what they wouldn't know. You know what I mean? Like,
Gotcha.
Did I tell you this? Oh yeah, I told you that 2 weeks ago.
Christian, did you stub your toe this morning? I just woke up and
Yup.
felt it.
He texted home mom.
Oh man.
I just ate cereal. It's like Twitter for the inner circles.
She just texted you. Thought you were drinking almond milk. What is that? Is that 2%? But no, I feel that. I feel that.
But like to reiterate that, and this is me being vulnerable on the podcast, and I in the past 5 minutes I've been like contemplating in my head, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna throw it. I'm gonna spit it. Remember that one thing I told you in my old apartment when I'm like dating girls, or like a preference that I have?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't need to tell you that, right?
Yes.
And that was not needed. And that's actually because somebody told me like, oh, you should tell your best friends everything. Like, and I was like, you know what? Let me try it. And absolutely nothing came from it. And I'm okay.
No. Time out. And I think this is, excellent point. Excellent conversation point. I think
I don't like you making it a conversation point. I've made it a conversation
it's
point.
important because you don't think anything came of it, but I've never forgotten that you told me that.
I
Because
wish
that
you
is,
had.
like, and I think that might be the flip side of not telling the person everything. Chris telling that person everything is a clear indicator to that person, this guy trusts me completely. And therefore it opens up the pathway for reciprocal trust. Oh my God, I'm spitting.
I'll give you that beat.
So when you told me that, I was like, golly, okay. Well, I ain't got nothing like that, but when I have something, I'll let him know. Like,
Okay, I mean, all right, I get
so
that.
it definitely went up some points in terms of trust.
What you telling me is I built a bridge,
Yes.
another bridge.
Exactly. One day something will come sliding down the bridge. Just be prepared for it. May not be something you want to know.
Fair enough. I mean, you told me
Josh,
that
you
dream
should
the
have
other
built a
time.
syringe.
I told you
bro.
what?
That dream the other time that you had it.
Listen, yeah, that was okay.
I guess we need it. I guess we need it. Almost halfway, but yeah. Everybody on that podcast, what did you tell him? Oh my God.
When I trust you guys like that, I'll tell the story on the internet, which is never so.
I was like, excuse me, you gonna tell my story?
Yeah.
This man just said, yeah.
Josh, you should have built a syringe, bro, to pull all that crap out.
I'll pull it out. I'll pull it out. See, because in my brain, I mean, I get where it built something for you. I could have told you something of equal, like, stature, I guess. But I was just like, eh. Because as soon as I said that, I was like, this did nothing. There was no reason. There was no need for that. And I just sat down on the couch and I was like, turn something on.
But you know me. You told me something about that. I had no experience with it.
I mean, that's fair. But that's why I was saying in my head that's where, like, my point. I guess there's two sides to this coin. Because yes, that did something for you. Because that built that bridge or whatever. But in my head, I was like, I didn't need to. Like, not in a bad way, but it was like, don't matter. It is what it is. I could have told you if we were getting drinks sometime, or I don't know, maybe 5 years in the future and we're eating barbecue or something, like maybe, but like it didn't matter. But that's a good point. It's like, it doesn't matter. I told you. Now you know.
See, it doesn't matter to you.
Exactly.
But it felt good to the other part. See?
Okay, fair
And
enough.
this is where you're
Two
starting
sides
to
to the
become
coin.
logical like me. Where it's
Oh,
like,
God, here it
well,
comes.
if it grants me no benefit, why do I need
I've been like that for a little while.
in the long run? It's like, okay, I should actively seek to build trust and bonds with other people.
So what you tell me is I'm turning into you?
Yes.
My hairline gonna go back too?
Hey, bro. Hey. Anyway, do a measurement. Hey, bro, you just
I
got
think your
longer
hairline's
hair.
lower than mine, honestly.
Yeah, watch your mouth. But anyway,
Just living too
you
close to each
stressed
other.
me out. But no, like,
He's just looking at us like, this is exactly why I haven't come back to the apartment.
nah, he measuring his hairline too. But, but no, what I was saying was, it is important to, like, even if it seems like nothing is happening, to like actively every now and then, like, hey man, did you know that I did this? Even though it seems pointless, but it does build that level of trust, and you keep doing that. And honestly, I think eventually you end up in kind of like a Chris situation where, like, oh, I told you all that. I'm gonna let you have it. I just trust you so much. I didn't have told you everything at this point anyway.
See, 'cause that's crazy because you know that Chris doesn't.
What?
What I told you.
Oh, it's like, what? Look how quick I forgot.
I know, that's crazy. Look at that.
But you
Boom.
built the trust though. It's
I know. That's crazy. Don't look at me like that. I'll tell you when you come up here if you remember, I guess.
I already know it. He done told me. He just forgot.
yo,
What you do?
He's trying to get me kicked out the inner circle. I didn't.
You gotta.
say
I'm
nothing.
gonna take a hammer to your pillar.
I'm God. I ain't say it.
Say it in capital G.
God, I did not tell him a word.
No, what Josh told you.
What?
Yeah,
We gonna have an inner circle meeting. We need an inner circle meeting.
just on the internet, boys. Not on the internet.
Josh said, I haven't told Chris that.
Yeah.
You need to tell me. He done already told me. Like,
Oh,
he has. You have, my man.
forgot that
You
quick.
already said it. You might have said something else to David, but I remember you saying, this is my type, and saying it. Like,
See, that's
My
why I
man.
don't think he knows what we talk about. We gonna stop this conversation, okay? Because we get it too close to
This
the
is
inner
not for
circle.
the space.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay? This is why I didn't want to have this conversation. We can text right after this. We're gonna keep the Zoom call pushing.
No, yeah, I think.
But I'll say this though.
What's up?
In that moment, that's when I'm gonna slap you on the wrist. It would have been great for you to tell me, like, listen, I don't know, but that means a lot to me that you told me. Because I didn't realize that till right now.
But yeah, okay.
Because to me, for the past 9 months, I think I told you like 9 months ago, I was like
It
just
was a
living at
while
that
ago.
apartment. Like I was like, I shouldn't have said that. That was stupid. And I've still thought about that to this day. Because I was like, man, I mean, I don't care what you think, obviously, because I'm like, you're still here. We still friends, still very close friends. But like all these months passed, and I'm just like, I shouldn't have said that. That was one thing that inner circle pillar did not need to know.
See, that's my bad because,
That's a slap
like
on
I
the wrist.
said earlier, I'm 100% someone who's like, if I don't need to tell you, I just felt that. Appreciate it.
Oh wow, that's great.
It will be reciprocated in the future. You won't even know. You'll
Yeah,
be like, why
9
did he
months
tell me
later.
that?
9 months later, your package is shipped,
Yeah.
received.
When did I order this? You don't remember that one day, all those months ago?
Then he gonna send me a survey. Can you tell us how we did? Terrible. 9 months late.
But no, I think overall that was an excellent point because it did bring up how important it is to actually like show trust. You got to show it to receive it in return. And I think ultimately that's why, and maybe this is a weak point. And you guys, oh, it's a weak point, David. Someone says something nice to you, you get all soft. The point is, you start saying nice things, and beyond that, you start sharing. Like senior year of college, excellent example. People were just talking about everything.
They were. I don't
just
know what-
giving me their life stories.
I don't know what bubble we were living in that.
It was amazing. I was like, oh shoot, for real? That and that. And like legit, like I just started building little bubbles of trust because it was like, all right, you trust me enough to share this with me. And over the years I've become more like cognizant of how important that is. And so if someone will tell me something like that, I'll like actively tell them. I won't tell y'all this, but like other people, random people, because I've known y'all for years. But I'll be like, thank you for sharing that with me. Thank you for having the trust in me to share that with me because, it shows something. It really is an active effort to show trust in another person. It's not like just them saying something. So I think that is important in building that pathway both ways and overall just building that stronger bond to build more trust. So communication, once again, is the key to everything, everybody. Lo and behold. But
Podcast was actually on communication.
yeah,
Gotcha.
the whole time.
You walked in for some trust. Hit you with some whole
You
communication.
trusted us when I said it was about trust?
Shouldn't have done that.
Imbeciles. Just playing.
Look at him. Look at him. Look at him on his face. Right now, he's like, this is why I am not living with him currently. I'm still back home.
Okay,
with my
okay. We're already
wonderful
over an
fiancé.
hour. We're already let's kill this last point. How can trust be rebuilt, or can it at all?
Chris.
For the inner circle, trust can be rebuilt.
Huh?
For like just random friends and like family is like a question mark. It's who you are, right? The closer you are to me in the family, the more it can be rebuilt. The farther away, the less it can. I think like just friends, and I say friends loosely, like they're just like friends / acquaintances are here. Like that's how close those are. Like a friend is like, okay, I know you, we hang out every once in a while. An acquaintance is like, I just know you by name, right? We hang out every once in a while. But they can completely just leave, right? Like the heck with trying to earn it back. What's there to earn back? You know what I mean? So yeah,
Got you.
that's pretty simple.
Huh?
I think, and this is what I was gonna say before when you were talking about your inner circle and you kicking them out whenever they hurt you. I think maybe a rule of thumb, and this is maybe generalizing it too much, but I think whenever you're in the inner circle, you always get that one pass. You broke it, and I mean it depends on what it is, but if it's big enough for you to think about kicking them out and like never having to worry about them again, I think because like you all have both mentioned, because they earned and are there, I think they get one pass. Like, you got to show me why. I'm going to give you one pass to come back. And if you can do it, there's going to be a lot of things you got to do on that pass. It's not just like passing, you come back in. It's depending on the magnitude of whatever gets hit. But I think that's what you were mentioning and alluding to is like you always think of like, oh, I think I can bring that person back, or I kind of want to trust them because they've done so much and one bad thing. And that kind of makes me look at it like they've done all this good and messed up one time. Like, I need to give them one chance. And that's the thing where it's like, I'll give them the chance and I'll extend my arm. But if they don't want to reach over, that's one sign. But if they reach over and they're kind of not pulling as hard as I'm pulling, that's another sign. So it's like, I'm going to give you that chance. And if you yank as hard as I do and we get back up on the same pillar, then we're good to go. And we'll keep it pushing from there, because you've earned that amount of legitimacy, memories, and trust and just like bond that we've built. For anybody else under that, I think my first question becomes, what's your relevance in my life? Or like, what is the need that I have for you? If it's like a close coworker, then it's like, well, I got to just get along with this person. I'm never going to do this with this person, but I know I got to handle them like this at work kind of thing, because I might get in trouble or whatever. With like family members or whatever, it's like, okay, do I have to see that family member all the time? It's like, no, well then you get base level family member. You no longer have close family member. You've been demoted. So for me, a lot of the times the question is like, what's the need for you in my life? If it's big, then it's like, all right, we're going to work on this, like Chris said. But if it's not, then it's like, I'm going to let you try, but you have to do it on your own kind of thing. And I guess that's like, the less that I need you in my life, the more you have to do it on your own to gain the trust back. So it's like, I'm not going to reach my arm out because I don't need to, because it doesn't matter, because you can live your life without me and vice versa. But if you show me, you're like, hey, no, like, well, I wanted to be a close friend of yours, and you show me again and again, like, you there for me, buy food, we go out kind of thing. It's like, okay, all right, okay, I see this person. Let me pull you back up kind of thing. So.
Okay. No, that makes sense. I mean, it seems for both of you guys, the answer that can it be rebuilt is certainly yes. And I guess I'll hop on that one too. And for sure. But definitely the higher up you are, kind of like a two-edged sword, right? Do something wrong, the more it hurts me. So almost the further away I push you, but no matter how far I push you, you're still leagues above the lower tiers. So it's like, yeah, ultimately, most likely I'll try to pull you back in, and we'll see what happens, right? If, like you said, if it's reciprocated effort, yeah, okay, we can obviously communicate, get through it, and you can be back there. I mean, I have a hard time forgetting, but I can certainly forgive, right? I guess below that, with family and stuff like that, I don't know. The parents, like at this point in my life, right? My parents did a bang up job, as they say. They really worked hard to raise me as best they could. You know, they always took care of me, put me first. So there's pretty much nothing they could do at this point. They could try to kill me. Yeah, I'd be like, they didn't mean that. They didn't mean that. No, not my parents. No way. But so yeah, that's kind of an unbroken trust. And then anything below that, I guess it depends. Friends, or distant family, stuff like that. It depends. The severity of the action. If you do something just real out of hand, then nah, I'm not. There's no point in me putting the energy into trying to trust you again. You're just gone. You're out.
You to you.
So yeah. And I think that's just the way that goes for that. Anything that isn't too severe, maybe if we see each other again, you can try. But otherwise, goodbye. So yeah, that's kind of the way I see it. The only people who I even care to build the trust back with are, close family, and then close friends, inner circle. That's it. But yeah, okay. Those answers made sense. I appreciated those.
It's been great. We learned that we're in each other's inner circle. I didn't know this.
Oh, hey,
I'm concerned
look at
still.
that. Y'all thought I set up this
Y'all
podcast because I wanted to get some internet clout.
He wanted to know how much we cared about him.
I needed to know.
He's gonna be in his room cheesing for the rest of the night. I ain't even gonna hear the end of it. He's just gonna knock him on the hey, inner circle, buddy.
Yeah, hey, how you doing?
So you wanna go get something to eat? Oh, it's hurt you.
Got a picture of you, buddy. I come in with a picture of a pillar. It's framed. It's just like an old Roman pillar.
See, but because you in the inner circle, I can say, get the hell out of my room. Love you. Slam it on your face.
I'm still sensitive. I'm still crying.
That's fine. That's fine. I didn't break your trust. I know I didn't. I just hurt your feelings. I can live with that one. And I promise you, Chris will do the same damn thing.
Oh my goodness.
David crying doesn't mean anything. It's okay.
Listen, you wanted to be in the circle. That's the circle.
Whoa.
What part of the most heat didn't you understand?
Thank you guys for joining the podcast.
David will cry for almost anything, bro. You knock on his door.
What have you seen me cry? Probably once, maybe twice.
Kidding, I'm
You
kidding.
bugging.
He walks in my room and he be like, "Bro, I just cried over that anime, bro. I just cried so hard." And I'm like, "All right, well,
Okay,
that was the 10th time
anime
this week."
makes it. Okay. Moving on. Shut up. All right, I guess we'll pull this wonderful podcast to a close. This has been a good episode. You know, we ran across some topics that I definitely didn't write down. Let me tell you, I wrote that in 3 minutes. We got some good stuff out of that one. So yeah, I appreciate you guys coming by. I guess we can all do our little sign outs. Josh, what do you want to tell the people? Yeah.
Make sure to eat your breakfast. I don't know. Eat a hearty meal. I don't know. I had a tagline of some sort. Like, I was supposed to just jump on the screen and say, "Gotta
Give
catch
us
them
some
all."
well wishers or something. This is the
Oh, I
first
mean,
time they see us in 2021.
Absolutely. I mean, I hope your 2021's great. Make sure you board up your windows and lock your doors. Getting a little rough out there, but wear a jacket. It's getting cold. At least in Texas.
You're terrible. Chris, give me something.
Happy New Year's, y'all. Have a great one. Look forward to seeing y'all soon. Take it easy.
That was a little better.
Okay. All right, I appreciate that. We look forward to seeing you too. You better get home now, son. But happy 2021, y'all. I hope this year is far better for you than 2020 was for any of us. And I mean, we've had kind of a rough start, but we ain't gonna talk about that today. So have a blessed and wonderful, I don't know, probably week before we see you again. And we'll see y'all then. Peace out.
Girl Scout.